Hi, greetings from wind-swept and rain-soaked southern England, where it's squelchy. Just a final word about the scion wood. Most of you should have received your scion wood by now. I've got a couple more packages I'm just about to post, and one more lot is going to France, so that will be 16 countries altogether in Europe, including the 4 countries of the United Kingdom. So that's all very exciting. If you don't receive your wood by about the 15th or 16th of February, then there may be a problem. Get back to me. You've already contacted me. Get back to me. And I'll see what I can do. It's possible. I believe I have sent wood to everybody who contacted me by sending me an email who I requested. If you requested by some other means other than sending me an email to the address I gave, then I may not have got the order. I'm expecting to be through with it this year because it's been quite a big effort. 77 parcels of wood put together average about 5 lots of scion in each one, so it's been the biggest year ever by far. It's a privilege. It's because, you know, we originally wanted to do something to preserve these wonderful apples and exciting other people about them and providing the wherewithal to grow them. I do hope that everybody who receives wood will handle the wood with great care, graft it wisely, do some practicing. I'll do another video about actually grafting later, although I've put many up already and I've got nothing new to say. I will say this once more, please store the wood carefully until late March or early April and graft it then. If you graft it now, I fear you may be disappointed. I suggest you remove it from the wrapping, have a little look at it. If it's got a bit of green algae on it, maybe just run it under the tap to gently wash that off and replace it, not losing the label. Replace it in a polythene bag, a few drops of water, keep it in the fridge. I wrapped it up in newspaper to cushion it more than anything. It doesn't really need that, it just needs to be in a polythene bag with a little bit of water. Don't let it freeze, don't dry it, let it dry out. And yeah, it's great to be helping that keep these wonderful varieties alive. As you know, I can afford to. I've chosen to do this for free, but I have asked people if you can afford to, please make a donation to Tree Aid via my Just Giving site, which has been set up. I won't be chasing anybody. I won't be keeping notes. It's, you know, the wood is a gift. I invite people to be generous and make a donation to Tree Aid, not 1 penny of which comes to me. Anyway, I'm in my back garden and I just wanted to announce this project I'm going to do. This tree is Arthur Turner. It was here before we moved to this house. It's a big old tree. To give you an idea, I mean that's my head height. So walking back from the tree towards the house, squelching underfoot the sodden grass, you can see it's a big tree. I think it's about 18-20 feet tall. Arthur Turner is a so-so cooking apple variety. It's all right. It's a very reliable one. It crops every year. You know, if you like an apple to cook with, it's really reasonably bland, tart, not unpleasant cooking apple, but it doesn't bother me very much. I'd rather have something more interesting. Also, the tree is really too big to manage. It's about 20 feet tall altogether, and my days of climbing up trees are over. You know, even if I do lose some weight, you know, I've got aches and pains in my joints, and I'm still not quite right after that Achilles tendon rupture I did in 2012. But anyhow, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make a number of videos about this, hopefully over several years, if I and YouTube are still around. I'm going to graft onto some of these uprights. I'll choose them carefully. I'm going to saw down hard. I'll be sawing like here. This bit I think is going to get sawn clean out. We've got an upright branch here. I'll probably put a cleft graft in there. I'll probably put a saddle graft there, another saddle graft there. This I'll keep and put a cleft graft in there probably above this. You know, this is going to be difficult because that's a heavy big piece of wood. We'll do it together, we'll do it with care. I wouldn't work with a chainsaw at this height. Having said that, well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to clear the ivy away. Ivy doesn't really do any harm, but it may harbour bugs. On the other hand, it may harbour beneficial predators. But it looks a bit scruffy. We've let this go. Anyway, so I'm going to cut this out very hard. I'm going to graft onto it, and bring all the wood will be cut into lengths the right size for our wood burning stove, and it will go into a wood store and will warm our home next winter, all of the things being equal. And I'll hopefully make some videos over several years to see what it grows like. I thought, a project worth doing, not least because one of the questions I get asked most frequently, people say, "Oh, Steve, I've moved into a new house," or "A friend has given me the management of a tree, and it's a really big, sprawling, neglected old tree, and the apples of it aren't very good. What can I do?" And I've addressed that question before now, but this will be a very practical way of doing a whole project on that from the ground up. So, once again, get your scion wood. I would suggest, you could leave it as it is, I suggest that you unwrap it, run it under the tap, make sure you don't lose the label, put it in a polythene bag, a little bit of water, don't let it freeze, don't let it dry out, and don't graft it until late March or early April. If you graft it now, you'll probably fail. You may be able to get away with bench grafting. I don't want to say any more about bench grafting because I've never done it. I've seen it done, and it is done professionally. That's when you get some maybe large numbers of professionally raised stocks in with the roots, and you graft them at the bench. You do it very accurately. There's a machine to do it. If you want to spend a lot of money on a machine, you can find one. It's a nice way to work if you're disabled, perhaps, and you can't sort of get around very easily, or you can't bend down low. So the idea is that you graft them, you make the cuts, I think usually February, and then you store them at a certain temperature, and they may even do some uniting if you store them inside in a shed in a warm place. But don't ask me any questions about bench grafting because I've never done it. There are some videos about bench grafting. People do it. I don't recommend it because I don't know, but I don't not recommend it, but don't use me as a teacher on that. Okay then, so and the final thing I'd like to say is, if you're going to do some grafting, don't let your one and only chance with the live wood that you're going to get this year, one and only chance this year, don't let that be the first time you do it. Get some junk wood, get some scrap wood. It doesn't have to be apple, it could be hazel or willow or any wood, and practice, because those cuts have got to marry up, they've got to be clean and straight, and you've got to have live wood to live wood touching near perfectly. Why not try to get it perfect? And as I said before, the Opinel French-made penknife Opinel number 6 is, in my view, a perfect knife for the job. I used a stainless steel one. They're only about £7. You can get them very, 10 euros or whatever. You can get them readily worldwide. If there's a better knife, I don't know of it, but I've used the Opinel number 6 penknife on nearly all the grafting I've done for many years, and it's never let me down. It's really first-class penknife. I've got 3 or 4 Opinel number 6s, and I don't think you'll regret buying one. Okay, signing off for now. Don't drink too much whiskey, like what I'm tempted to do in this diabolical weather.